Hello, today I'll be discussing about CSIR NET exam, specifically about chemical sciences. CSIR NET chemical sciences. I'll be talking about the what is the syllabus and what are the marks, like what are the parts in that. There will be part A, B, and C, and I'll be giving some ideas about what are the important topics you have to follow. This video will be much suitable for the one guys who are in the first year MSc or about to finish second year and about to give the CSR exams. Okay, let's get into this. CSR chemical sciences. In any part, if you take biological science or anything, there will be three parts: A, B, and C. Part A, in generally, I'm now speaking about chemical science. Part A contains 20 questions. You have to attend 15. Each of them carry 2 marks, and there will be negative marking also. And part B, there will be 40 questions. You have to answer some 35 of them, and there will be 2 marks for that. And part C contains 60 questions. You have to answer 25 and 4 marks for that. Previously, there used to be 75 questions in this part. Now that is removed. They have made it to 60. So part A is about general knowledge. It's more about aptitude. You have quantitative aptitude. So here there will be a lot of numerical questions and mathematical questions, and also a lot of logic questions will be there. It's one, in a way it is the easy part, for where if you have some of the logical aptitude, then you can get a lot of marks here and you can get a score about 25 for sure. And part B is 2 mark questions. This is about chemistry. It's all about chemistry. There will be again in part B and C, there will be a slight subdivision, like you have a inorganic chemistry, inorganic, physical, and organic. Let me tell you one small trick here. See, there will be options, right? There will be 40 questions, you have to answer some, and there will be 60 questions, you have to answer 25. And your focus point should be this 60 and 25, because this carry 4 marks. Generally, cutoff for general merit will be around 110 or 110 plus you can keep. So any score for 200, 115 for 200 is good. You can qualify with this 115 above. So you may qualify below 115 also, but you should keep in mind that at least to target this score. Okay, so you have an option here: 60 questions, 25. There will be these 60 questions will be further divided into almost like 20 for inorganic, 20 for physical, 20 for organic. Roughly I'm speaking, one or two question may go up and down here. Okay, so if you focus on one part particular, or at least 2 part, either inorganic, physical, or this way, anyway, if you master 2 parts, it will be quite easier for you to qualify CSR. Because let me tell you, it's very difficult to master all the parts. You may be expert in organic chemistry, you may be MSc in organic chemistry, then go for mastering this particularly and master some parts of physical or inorganic, which you like. Okay, so it's better to master 2 parts of the chemistry perfectly and have a glance on the third. So out of that 25 questions, if you touch 20 into 4, you will get 80 here. And in the B part, in 35 you have to answer. Okay, in 35, at least if you get touch 20 here, 20 into 2, how much? 40. You have 120. Okay, and in that 15, I'm talking here about touching means not just touching. You should be expert in this answering. This should be perfect. Nothing should go wrong. Maybe here 1 or 2 might go wrong, but not more than that. You should be perfect. Like 20 questions, answer for that for sure. Here 20, answer for sure. Okay, in 15 you may know 5-6 questions, or 5 into 2, 10. So at least 130 in a paper you should know the answer. For 130, see, in 130 there may 1 or 2 question may go wrong, so at least you will get 150. For that, to answer this 20, it's better to have 2 parts fixed, that's physical organic or inorganic physical, because see, you have to answer in the part C 20, right? Or I told, like, out of 60, 20 each will come, 20 from physical, 20 from inorganic, 20 from organic. But what happens if you completely expert in organic and you go, but there is some 3 questions you don't know at all. then you can't answer all the 20. Here itself you'll drop some marks. So that's why it's always better to have prepared 2 parts for sure, 2 parts completely and 1 a glance. If you go for 3, if you can do it, that's good, but not for all. It's possible, it's not possible for all. So better be a master in 2 and have a glance. Most of you might have doing this, but who are not doing this, it's a suggestion. Okay, if you're general chemistry, then go for 2. If you're organic chemistry, you're already expert in organic, or if you are a physical chemist or physical chemistry MSc, then you are expert in that. Then choose other one of them, organic or inorganic, vice versa, depending on what your expertise is. Okay, so what are the important topics? Let's take with inorganic chemistry. So let me tell you, in my perspective, in most of the people who wrote the CSIR, in their perspective, inorganic chemistry is quite easier and quite scoring in that aspects. Okay, the questions you can, if you write enough, you can predict. If you write enough, if you see the test papers enough, you can predict what kind of questions can come. For example, the major questions comes from first this one, coordination chemistry. This is the heart and soul of the inorganic chemistry, even in terms of the MSc part, also majorly in your CSIR exam part, even for GATE, if for that matter, coordination chemistry. A follow for that is the organometallics. Okay, organometallics is kind of follow up for that metallics. Okay, this is a follow up. What is the organometallic? You will study the ligands like carbonyl, PPH3, these kind of ligands, how they react with metal, and you see some catalysis reactions here using this. Catalysis reactions and a lot of other things. It's nothing but an extension of coordination chemistry, organometallics, and one more is the bioinorganics. Okay, these are the crux of the inorganic chemistry. Most of the questions, a lot of questions will come from these. For example, if you see the question paper, there will be a famous question on 18 electron rule, and there will be one of the famous question from iso-Lobel analogy. Okay, and few like these, they are fixed. Like you can predict, like there will be a question on 18 electron rule, or there may be some question on metal bonding. There will be question on metal bonding, etc. These questions are fixed. So coordination chemistry, organometallics, bioinorganic, be master in this, because your cracks will be covered in this. And here you see all are connected. Coordination chemistry, if you learn, it's the next pathway into the organometallics. And what are bioinorganics? Bioinorganics contain hemoglobin or myoglobin and your cytochromes. All those things are nothing but metal organic systems. Okay, and you are going to study the functions here. You have studied the structure in coordination chemistry and organometallics, and you are going to study the functions. They do oxygen carry, they do electron transfer, etc. All these things you will be studying. Then there is one very important, you can classify it in inorganic or physical in any part, that is your group theory. Few people may find it difficult, but let me tell you, this is one of the most yielding chapter. At least you will get 8 marks. 8 marks for sure, 8 to 10 you can get in the group theory. Okay, this is in group theory. There will be a lot of concepts, like there will be great orthogonal theorem. There may be some concepts like they will give you a element, like they will give you like this. Okay, water. They will ask what group it belongs, what point group it belongs. This is not, they will not give you such an easy thing for sure, but I'm just giving an example. This kind of things can be asked. They will give something like ethylene or anything, and they will ask you what point group it belongs, and then they may ask you problems from great orthogonality theorem, not Game of Thrones, great orthogonality theorem. Okay, this is one important topic, group theory. Apart from these 3, coordination, organometallic, bioinorganic, and group theory. Okay, then comes the other part of inorganic, that is some general things like bonding, for example, bonding. And in bonding, one of the favorite topic of these people who ask these questions is VSEPR, valence electron repulsion theory. And using this, they will generally ask what is the shape and how many lone pairs. This one or two, or one question or two, maximum 2. They will not ask you 2 questions, more than 2 questions. Generally, there will be 1 question from these bonding topics, and there may be sometimes question may come from general topics like periodic table, acids and bases, and other D block, F block. See, if you study coordination chemistry, your D block is covered. D block is covered. Okay, so then you have to worry about other things like small things, F block and others. So what I mean to say is the important 3 chapters are, now you know, coordination, organometallic, and bioinorganic. Okay, bioinorganic. Along with this, you can add it to any coordinate, anything, any group. This is group theory. You can add it to physical or inorganic. It's group theory. Okay, these 4 are the very important topics. Then you have to learn some miscellaneous topics which are also important, such as spinels. Learn about spinels and borons, boron family. There generally you have to learn types. You have clozo, nido, arachno. There will be one question. They will give a boron. They will give something like B2H10 and sorry B5H10, and they will ask you which boron it is, clozo, nido, arachno. And if you learn this clozo, nido, arachno classification, it will be used in organometallics also. There is something called metal clusters. Okay, in these metal clusters, these concepts are again used. So these 4, I'll mark it in some other color. These 4, coordination, organometallic, bioinorganic, and group theory, are the crux of your inorganic chemistry. Along with this, equally important are small spin-off topics. You have to learn spinel. Here, very important, they will ask you, what is it? They will give an oxide and they will ask you, is it a normal spinel and reverse spinel? Bus. Okay, then boranes. You have to understand clozo, nido, and arachno, and sometimes you have to learn also Stike's number. Okay, that's it. And then you learn what is F block. Generally in F block, the questions may be on generally like which of these following the elements which only have the orbital contribution or doesn't have orbital contribution, and among these which oxide is acidic, more acidic, or which is the size. That is generally based on your lanthanide contraction. Okay, these are the crux. These are the major topics. 4 major, small spin-offs, and F block. Other than this, what I mentioned, the previous ones, you just glance through VSEPR, because see, this is your MSc chemist, means you are already have learned extensively about VSEPR. You have learned about acids, bases, and also periodic table. So it doesn't need a special attention. You can just glance over it. Okay. So this is all about inorganic chemistry. So what will the approach? How will be the questions? If you see some 4-5 papers, what I suggest first is go through the papers. See some 4-5 year papers, and you will see what kind of questions. And absolutely questions will be repeating. May not as exactly the same, but the concepts. For example, you just do this trial. See how many times the concept of isolobal analogy is repeated, or the spinels, or boranes, the clozo, nido, arachno, these ones, and metal clusters. Okay, and one more, 18 electron rule, as well as metal bonding. Especially in metal bonding, check for this rhenium, RHCl8, if I write RH2, maybe I'm not sure, RH2Cl8 minus rhenium 2. They will generally ask how many metal bonds. It's a 4. These questions at least repeated 2 to 3 times. Just go and check it, the 4 to 5 from 2015, probably 2015 or 2014. Just see previous papers. Okay, I'll be uploading the previous papers also along with this video. Just go through the previous papers and you should see these repetitions. Isolobal is repeated, spinels, boranes, metal clusters, 18 electron rule, metal bonding, etc., etc. A lot of things are repeating. Okay, so first you go through the paper and you can mark it out which are important, and after that you see which of these things you know already and you have some idea. If you don't have idea, you become experts in that. That's how you can tackle inorganic. Inorganic, you can divide it into part. It's like a divide and conquer. Divide it into important topics in that and go on conquering those. Okay, once you learn that, again go back, see the question paper now. Can you solve those? Okay, so I hope it's inorganic chemistry is clear to you. What are all the important topics? I reiterate: coordination, BN master, organometallic, bioinorganic, Group theory I suggest, like, if possible, a lot of people may not be comfortable with group theory. Generally people will not, who do not like maths that much, may not like group theory, so it's up to you. Okay, so but these three, if you are taking inorganic seriously and you want to take inorganic as the your front runner, then take coordination, organometallic, bioinorganic, plus spinels, boranes, in that type class I have mentioned here, F block, extremely seriously, read them religiously along with the question paper. And while reading question paper, as I said, look for these. Okay, the repetition questions may not be questions be same, questions may not be repeating exactly, but the concepts. Okay, these concepts keep it in mind. Okay, while reading papers, keep which are repeating, just put a note, make a note of it, which questions are repeating and which questions and which topics. Spinels, generally they will ask Fe2O3, for example, Fe2O3, what kind of spinel it is. Okay, just I'm giving an example, or isolable analogy, CH4 and maybe something like COO4. Okay, are they isolably, is there any isolable analogy between them? There will be 4 options which are analogous. Okay, those kind of questions will be there. The question options may be different, but not the question concepts. So I hope the concept, what are important in the inorganic, are clear to you. Let's jump into physical. Okay, in physical chemistry, you certainly know which are the important, the big giants, the thermodynamics, solid state, kinetics. I'll tell you, these are the extremely important, and there is one more important which is extraordinarily important, is quantum chemistry. A lot of questions come from this 10 plus fix, maybe close to 15 questions, not 15 marks of course, close to 14 marks can come, 14 plus can come in quantum chemistry, and your thermo, solid state, and kinetics. Other than that, there will be small concepts you can see based on surface, like Friendlich isotherm and Langmuir isotherm, Bett isotherm, those kind of concepts from surface can come. Maybe other things like liquids and others, but they're limited. Major is thermodynamics, solid state, and kinetics. In that, for me, the easiest one you can tackle is solid state. Okay, in solid state, what's very important? Formulae. Solid state is everything about formulae. Okay, you have to learn all the formula starting from n lambda equals to 2d sine theta. I hope you know what this law is. This is the Bragg's equation. Starting from this, you should know all the things, how d and a are related, and you have to understand what is the density of you given a density, how can you calculate d, or how can you calculate a. All those things are extremely important. Then you have to learn about voids, packing, all those things. In those things, more than concepts, you have to understand the formula. For example, in a closed pack system, CCP, in a tetrahedral void, how many tetrahedral voids will be there and how many octahedral voids? There is a formula for that. You have to understand that. Okay, see, this solid state is all formulae, and of course you have to understand the concept to understand the formulae, but most of the questions will be problem solving. In fact, all of these thermo, solid state, kinetics, all are more about problem solving. And thermodynamics, approach it in a is also again formulae, but approach it in a specific manner. First learn about internal energy and its formulae. Okay, then enthalpy, formulae, entropy, formulae, and free energy. Okay, here enthalpy, you learn about W and Q, work and heat, entropy, then enthalpy and entropy. There you will learn about this, your C, CP, CV, and how they're related to, CP is related to this, CV is related to this, how they're related, all those things. Entropy, one of the important questions, a loving question for them, for the ones who prepare question paper, is entropy of mixing. Okay, entropy of mixing, this is one important. And then free energy, there will not be straightforward question, maybe there may be question which depends on all these functions may be there. And then one important term is Maxwell relations. It was once a very popular question, now that not that much being asked, but still it's important. This is Maxwell relations. Okay, so again, if you see the question papers, you can see the trend. There will be a repetition of the concepts, not the questions, but the concepts. Okay, then when you come to kinetics, it's well known. Know the all equations, you know, zero order, first order, second order, third order. Rate constant you remember, okay, and half-life. Then you remember the Arrhenius equation. Okay, but not only knowing is important, you have to able to solve based on this knowledge. You should be able to solve the questions. Okay, what kind of questions will become? Some questions I'll try to, from the next class I'll try to show some questions and try to solve them so that you'll get some idea. So what kind of questions means, they will give you the concentration, they'll give and time. At time 0 second something x was the concentration, time 2 second y, time 3 it will be z. They'll give you this and they will ask you what is the order, what is the order. So you should know 0, first, second, third, it will be, and among them there will be tricks to solve this. Okay, so these kind of questions will come, or there will be directly questions on the first order, detecting the calculating half-life, or using the Arrhenius equation, k is equals to a into the power minus EA over RT. Then here in this there will be some few concepts like Lindemann theory, okay, and also you will have to learn about enzyme kinetics. Is very important. Enzyme kinetics, again formula, Michaelis-Menten equation, equation, and turnover number and Lineweaver-Burke plot. All these are some of the important topics. Okay, not only important, these are extremely, especially Lineweaver-Burke. Generally there will be one question using this Lineweaver-Burke equation. Okay, Lineweaver-Burke is very important, and it's again originated from this Michaelis-Menten. So of course this is important. So these are some of the important topics in chemical kinetics. I'm not saying these are the only important. I'm telling these are few important topics. So you have to master these: thermokinetics and solid. Next comes the one, quantum chemistry, which most of the people may not be comfortable with, but this is highly yielding. Okay, you have to see first, like quantum chemistry, what kind of questions may come. Particle in a box, one of the famous one, particle in one-dimensional, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional. There can be question from this, or harmonic, simple harmonic oscillator. Okay, there will be a question, there can be, and most favorite of it, hydrogen atom. Okay, but one easy here, one apart from this, there will be one easy concepts, which is Huckel orbital. Okay, Huckel orbital, without learning all these much things, you can use the logic and learn Huckel orbital, and there will be generally one 4-mark question from the Huckel orbital at least once in a year. Among the 2 NET exams in a year, one time Huckel orbital can come for sure. Okay, so quantum chemistry, you have to go in a systematic manner, starting with postulates. You learn the postulates, then you understand what is Heisenberg principle, then what is de Broglie equations, that is your duality. Then you jump into the real quantum mechanics, but before that you have to learn orthogonality. Just don't think like I'm putting some words. You have to learn every single of the word important. Okay, you keep it in mind, all these words. If you want, make it a note. All these are important. Okay, orthogonality, normalization, all these, their question can directly come from this. Okay, these functions orthogonal, this function normalized. The quantum mechanics questions will not come extremely deep. It will be very general. You have to understand them. Okay, you have to first understand the question and you have to answer them. And as I mentioned, you have to learn these one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional. In quantum, it's all about application of your knowledge, what you know. They will not ask you something extraordinarily deep. They won't ask you something from string theory. Okay, or they will not ask you something from theoreticals like DFT, density function theory, or something extraordinary. They were not going to ask you. They're going to ask you an extremely simple thing, but with a lot of logic in it. Okay, this is about inorganic and physical chemistry. Okay, organic, I'm not going to speak much because I'm not myself is not an expert with the organic chemistry. The NET what I have cleared, I cleared NET twice, like just for saying. Once I got 28th rank and once I got 27, and I cleared GATE once. I written once, and that's what the thing. So the organic and physical, I'm going to talk because it was my field which I took for the exam. In organic, I focused only on what is the spectroscopy. Okay, there will be one problem, 4 marker, generally 2, I can say. 2 4-marker problems and at least 2 questions, 2 into 2, 4 mark in the 2 mark. So there will be 8 plus 4, at least 10 to 12 marks on the spectroscopy. What all the spectroscopy you have to learn? You have to learn NMR, IR, mass. Okay, here the thing is, it's not about principles. They are not going to ask you what's the principle of NMR, or neither they are going to ask you what's the principle of IR or mass, the application. You know, for example, CO, carbonyl, where the stitching comes, something around 1700s, right? 1700 centimeter inverse. Okay, this thing you have to understand the application. For example, NMR, where the NMR shift comes. If I have something like this, CH2, okay, where this carbon come? Will it come around 2 ppm or will it come around 4 ppm? This knowledge is important because they'll give you NMR data, they'll give you IR data, and they'll give you mass data, and they will ask you what's the structure, or they will give you a functional group and they will ask you what is the shift. What is the even they can ask what's the chemical shift in NMR, or they may ask you what is the IR value, IR wavelength value. Okay, so these are if you understand the concepts, then you try to apply. This application comes only by solving the problems. Try to solve as many problems as possible. I'll suggest you one book. You might have known, Spectroscopy by Dyer. Okay, there will be some 20 problems at the end. Try to solve them 20. If you solve the all the 20, then I can assure you you're going to get at least out of 10 8 marks in NAT for sure. It's 100%. Okay, and then try to solve similar kind of problems. Okay, you can download all the problems. You can get the real-time problems in NAT papers or your state level set papers. If you want a little more difficult, go for IAS optionals, chemistry optional papers in IAS, or your any state level entrances. Okay, you think IAS nothing to related to it? Yeah, it's nothing to related to your chemistry, but the questions they will get in chemistry optional is quite worth solving. Okay, especially for your problems. Which problems? Spectroscopy. Okay, so this is all about your preparation. The first thing is you first open the papers. I just summarize. Take at least 4 to 5 years, that is at least 10 papers, okay, before starting your preparation. That is very, very, very important. You have to go through papers. What kind of questions will come? More than what kind, what concepts, and make a note what concepts are repeated. See, if you go to a tuition class, that they may tell you these questions are going to repeat, okay, but until unless you see for yourself, you will not convince yourself. Okay, so convince yourself that what are repeated, so you can understand the repeated ones are extremely important. Okay, there will be some year there will be an odd question coming from nowhere, so you don't know. Some in quantum chemistry they may ask you something obscure which you don't know. Okay, those you can't go for that witch hunt. You have to focus on what is repeated, what is extremely important. First to do that. Then if you are taking inorganic physical, okay, I'm not telling that you have to take, or I'm not advocating for taking inorganic or physical. I'm not neither hater of organic or something, but what I'm telling is people who are comfortable with inorganic and physical, for example, generally our general chemistry guys, inorganic and physical, if you are comfortable, start with that plans what I have told. Start with 3 chapters, the trident: coordination, organometallic, and bioinorganic, along with the spin-offs. Okay, I'll be uploading a detailed note on this, what are all the topics you have to cover which are extremely important along with this video. Okay, you can go through that. And in physical, thermo and kinetics and solid state must. Then depends on your this one, quantum, how best you can do quantum. And in organic, if you are doing inorganic and physical perfectly, if you are expert in organic, then no doubt you can do all the organic problems. There's nothing to worry about. But if you are doing inorganic and physical perfectly, then try to do spectroscopy. It's just try to do spectroscopy because it's more of a logical, okay, it's more of a mathematical in per se, like your physical. So you can try to do the spectroscopy problems. Okay, so this is about your plan for your NAT. So anyways, this year NAT is postponed, so you have plenty of time to solve. First step, if you're not started yet, or you're going to give in the next session, try to do papers and start with your questions, start with your preparation. Okay, I'll be uploading few notes along with the video, or you can visit my YouTube channel, okay, this channel, or you can go to my Facebook page, that is Chem Tutor, and you can see a lot of notes involving your organometallics, a complete notes of organometallics I have put. Actually, I have prepared these notes from one of the IISc course that is present in your NPTEL. I forgot to tell, you can visit NPTEL. It's one of the best actually you can get for your preparation. Of course, you can get a lot of videos, online classes. I'm not telling they're bad, they're extremely good. People are putting a great effort in that. But NPTEL is more about like the professors who are going to set your papers. Okay, I know few of the professors who used to prepare these NET papers and all. So those professors will be their hand, they will be teaching, and that will be extremely great. Okay, I'll be in my, if you visit my Facebook channel Chem Tutor, I have put links for all the classes. There are classes for organometallics, thermo, even photochemistry. Your photochemistry extremely important. If you are going with organic chemistry as your hardcore, then photochemistry is important. All of them, there will be extremely important classes. So I have made notes of that. I have different others. I have put different notes for quantum, and if you visit the, you can find some of the links for other resources also. So if you are interested to go through this, and it does not matter my material or any material, but please, these are the quite important topics what I mentioned. If you are going to do with inorganic and physical, please focus on these things, and before focusing on, first convince yourself which are important by going through papers. So I'll be starting a small video series on these things, some of the important topics what I told, like spin-offs such as spinels, borons, all those. I'll be making a small videos on each of the problem. I'll take some problems or some concepts and I'm going to solve you from my next video. So hope you like this small video about how to prepare for your NET and all. I hope you find it interesting, as well as it's quite important, quite help you for your, it will quite help you for your preparation. So see you.